I don't think we realize what the Dallas Cowboys just did. So we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Dallas Cowboys news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is insider reports show that the Dallas Cowboys are interested in a former All-Pro defender. The Dallas Cowboys appear to have some level of interest in Shaquille Leonard, according to Jerry Jones. The Cowboys' longtime owner was asked if his franchise was interested in the Leonard, who was cut by the Indianapolis Colts on Wednesday after dealing with lingering health issues the past few seasons. We had a short meeting on that before the game, and we'll see how we do with our evaluation and look at him pretty good. Like to see. Look at some health things, Jerry Jones said via The Athletic. I know a lot of teams are looking at him, so I don't want to give an indication of the degree of our interest with him. The Dallas Cowboys are now 8-3 after Thursday's emphatic Thanksgiving victory over the Washington Commanders. It has had depth issues at linebacker as a franchise, forcing former Florida A&M star Marquise Bell to step up from safety and play out of position. Bell has played well, but former South Carolina State star Shaquille Leonard has shown to be a Hall of Fame caliber linebacker when healthy. Of course, health is the main issue. Leonard was waived by the Colts. He spent much of the season splitting reps with E.J. Speed due to a lingering groin issue despite feeling like he could play more. I just feel like each week I prove who I am. I feel like the way that I play the game is getting better and better each year. Each week, he said in October. But they say I don't make enough splash plays, so I guess I'll still be watching for a little bit. Now that he's been waived, Leonard figures to have his share of suitors, including the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl in almost 28 years. Last season, the team failed once again in the playoffs facing the San Francisco 49ers. Even with an improved defense, Dak Prescott couldn't deliver. Now, things are looking better with an 8-3 record after a resounding 45-10 victory over the Washington Commanders on Thanksgiving Day. Still, the Philadelphia Eagles control the division as the best team in football. The big problem for the Dallas Cowboys is none of the teams they've beaten have more than 4 wins. However, Jerry Jones believes they're ready to shock the NFL when he was asked if a championship is possible. Here's the warning. Yes, it can. There's 4 or 5 others at least that can win it too that are sitting there. Some of them we've got to play them, some of them will go by to get one. But this team is certainly capable of winning the whole thing. Our health, our talent level, we're the best I could ever think we could be. I think we have prepared to play the toughest part of the year. We are preparing and have prepared to go into the playoffs, and that was always going to be the tough part. Dak again was such a difference maker out there. This is surreal. Unbelievably exciting to see this group reach this level of enthusiasm. The second story is the Dallas Cowboys sets a new single-season record. After tying the NFL single-season record for interception returns for a touchdown with his 4th on Sunday, Dallas Cowboys cornerback Darren Bland said he was gunning to set the mark as soon as possible. He needed just 5 days. The second-year cornerback returned an interception 63 yards for the Cowboys' final score in a 45-10 demolition of the Washington Commanders on Thanksgiving Day. It's great, especially on this day, Bland said. Another thing to be thankful for. Entering Thursday, Bland had been tied with Eric Allen, Jim Kearney, and Ken Houston for the record. Bland has more defensive touchdowns than any other team this season. The Indianapolis Colts are second with 3. His 5 touchdowns are equal to notable offensive players like Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, New York Giants running back Saquon Barkley, and Las Vegas Raiders running back Josh Jacobs. We've got a lot of games left to play too, so who knows where he's going to extend this record, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott said. As I said the first time y'all asked me about the guy, hell of a player, prepares, does everything the right way. I can't say that I'm surprised he's getting the ball in the sense that he is, but it's incredible to watch him go, get these touchdowns, and be hungry to get in the end zone. Proud of him. Bland's record setter came after jumping an out route from Washington's Sam Howell to Jahan Dotson on 2nd and 10 from the Dallas 43. After breaking on the ball, the Cowboys' sideline erupted as Bland ran downfield. Howell nearly brought him down at the Washington 17, but he sidestepped the quarterback and then eluded Brian Robinson Jr. and Terry McLaurin at the 11 to get in the end zone. I wasn't going to be denied on that one, said Bland, who added that his family from California was at the game. The touchdown set off a wild celebration that saw him end up in one of the Salvation Army red kettles, surrounded by at least a dozen teammates. The party lasted so long that Coach Mike McCarthy was forced to call a timeout before the point-after attempt. "I guess there's some traditions I'm not totally in tune with yet," McCarthy said. "But I'm glad they worked with us, and obviously we took the timeout too, just to get control of it." Yeah, that's a big moment, let's be honest. The sideline erupted, so very happy, very proud of Daron. Bland opened the season with a 22-yard touchdown in Dallas's 40-0 win against the Giants after Trevon Diggs hit Barkley so hard the ball popped in the air. His second came against the New England Patriots when quarterback Mac Jones tried to throw back across the field to Kendrick Bourne, and Bland returned it untouched 54 yards for a score. His third, a 30-yard return, came against the Los Angeles Rams when Matthew Stafford was off on a throw to Cooper Kupp. In Sunday's win against the Carolina Panthers, Bland undercut a crossing route from Bryce Young to Jonathan Mingo, and after completing a somersault, was able to sprint 30 yards into the end zone. It's one thing to intercept the ball. It's another thing to mentally expect to take it maybe to the end zone, Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones said. That's another dimension that I think we all ought to look at. That run he made into the end zone, I don't care if it was a quarterback trying to tackle him, that run was a determined run. Bland was the last player to enter the locker room and was met by a giant roar that was heard out in the hallway. "I didn't see anybody," he said. "I just heard it all. It felt good." The Dallas Cowboys were reportedly interested in defensive back Darren Bland early in the 2022 NFL draft scouting process, but tried to keep that fact secret from others around the league. If there were any doubters left about the potential of former fifth-round pick Daron Bland after he reeled in 5 interceptions in his rookie season, he has quieted all of them with his historic performance in his sophomore year with the Dallas Cowboys. Posting 5 interceptions in 17 games often is the type of statistic that could earn a player serious consideration for the Pro Bowl. In his second season, however, Bland has shockingly topped that, and then more than halfway through his 2023 campaign. After 11 games, the 24-year-old already has 7 interceptions and set a new NFL record with 5 pick-six INTs in a single season. Due to his outstanding start to the year, many have praised Dallas for landing one of the biggest steals of the 2022 NFL Draft. A new report claims the team was wise to how good Bland could be from the start of scouting players for last year's draft and did not want other teams to know. The third story is Dallas Cowboys reveal what makes them so great on offense and what they can change on defense. The Dallas Cowboys toyed with the Washington Commanders for 3 quarters after unleashing the Kraken in the fourth quarter with 25 unanswered points. There were great things to see on both sides of the ball, and we have highlight some of the key findings after rewatching the game film. The Cowboys came out firing against Washington's secondary, and for good reason. The Commanders are 3rd worst in the league in total passing yards allowed and passing yards per play. Their 28 receiving touchdowns given up is the most in the NFL. The deep shots weren't working out early on as Dak Prescott had a little too much air on the ball on a couple of them, and CeeDee Lamb wasn't able to haul in another amazing one-handed catch when a defender grabbed a hold of his left arm. However, just taking shots down the field opened things up underneath, and eventually, the Commanders had to adjust. And when they did, Prescott took full advantage. Credit the coaching staff for using every morsel of talent they had on offense. 10 different Cowboys players caught a pass in this one. The team did a good job getting the Commanders' defense to lean one way, only to free up a wide-open receiver in the other direction. There was a lot of motion, which seems to be a thing now for Mike McCarthy's after-the-bye offense. In the end, the Commanders just didn't have the ability to hang with Cowboys' offense. Speaking of creating mismatches, the Cowboys have found something with their outside runs. Hitting the B-gap between Tyler Smith and Tyron Smith is a new strength of the team's rushing attack, but on Thursday, they brought back an old favorite, running behind Terrence Steele. The young right tackle is slowly starting to look like his old self. The Cowboys had success with outside runs to the right side when Steele and Jake Ferguson secured their blocks down the field. The offense has a high level of success when they attack the outside, and they were doing it more in this game. It will be interesting to see if this continues to be a go-to play. If Steele returns to form, look out. Osa Odigizua started strong this season, but he's been relatively quiet as of late. On Thursday, he was back out there flashing that Pro Bowl-level play by constantly winning his matchup in the trenches. Odigizua was flying out of his stance of the snap, hitting his blocker's outside shoulder and blowing through him as if he wasn't even there. He also used those long arms to throw would-be blockers aside and latch on to any ball carriers before they could get going. He was the Cowboys' best defense player on Thursday. The veteran Dante Fowler is often overlooked because the Cowboys' pass-rushing group is so loaded with talent, but on this day, he could be found making plays. Everyone will remember his incredible tackle for a loss-turned QB sack when Sam Howell quickly changed his mind and decided to not hand off the ball to the running back. It didn't matter, though, as Fowler was going to tackle someone one way or another. Darren Bland had AT&T erupt in cheers when he jumped the route and had his record-breaking 5th pick 6 of the year.